Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. This is Amir Ismail, live with you from the lovely city of Dubai. It's been a while. We went online. We've been traveling around, and today we'll be traveling to Karachi to conduct our one-on-one consultations. But this broadcast was overdue because there have been a lot of things happening in Canadian immigration, a lot of exciting announcement by the Canadian government, and most important development was the express entry draws for targeted occupations, the category-based draws. And between the time we announced this broadcast and now that it's happening, there have already been three draws that have happened targeting health and STEM professionals. The last draw was yesterday, which targeted 1,500 health professionals, and we'll discuss all those today. So, if you are a skilled professional with work experience in occupations identified as in demand in Canada, this is an excellent opportunity for you to explore. The Canadian government, as I indicated, has implemented category-based rounds of invitations under the express entry system, inviting candidates who meet specific criteria to apply for permanent residence. So, what are category-based rounds? In category-based express entry rounds of invitations, Canada targets candidates who qualify for a specific category established by the minister to achieve specific economic goals. Candidates are selected based on criteria such as language proficiency, work experience in specific occupations, and education. So, for categories chosen for 2023, we have six categories. Number one, French language proficiency, then health care occupations, science, technology, engineering, and math STEM occupations. These two categories, we already have seen two draws happening. Two draws have happened for healthcare occupations. The first draw invited 500 candidates, and then the last draw that happened yesterday invited 1,500 candidates. Then there was a draw for STEM occupations as well. And we have three more categories: trade occupations, transport occupations, and agriculture and agri-food occupations. So, who is eligible to apply under the category-based programs? So, to be eligible for an invitation through a category-based round, you must meet specific requirements outlined in the instructions for that specific round. And we break down all these for your understanding. For French language proficiency, you must have French language test result with a minimum score of 7 in all four language abilities on the French test, the official test. For healthcare occupations, you must have at least 6 months of continuous work experience within the past 3 years in a single healthcare occupation listed in the occupation list, and we'll discuss that in a bit. Same goes with the STEM occupations: 6 months of experience, continuous work experience within the past 3 years. And so is the case with trade occupations, transport occupations, and agriculture and agri-food occupations. So, how do you participate in category-based draws? Very simple. If you meet the eligibility criteria for any of these categories, it is recommended that you create your express entry profile to be considered in the upcoming express entry draws. So, if you don't have an express entry profile as of yet, or if you had one and it got expired and you have experience in one of those occupations as identified by the Minister of Immigration, I implore you to create your express entry profile now, because you may stand a chance to be considered under the category-based draws. The regular draws are still going to happen, as we saw in the last draw, the draw before the last draw, where people across the board were invited under the Canada Experience Class, Federal Skilled Worker Program, and the Federal Trade Class applicants. So if your occupation is not in the list, you still stand a chance under the regular draws and the provincial nominee program uh, draws as well. So create your express entry profile. That is the first step. So take the first step, and to determine your eligibility, obviously you need to log on to the website of Canadian government, or you can contact our offices as well to allow us to make an assessment of your eligibility. The criteria is the same. You need to be able to create the express entry profile. And to create the express entry profile, you need to have at least 1 year of full-time paid work experience. You need to meet the language requirement of at least 6 bands in each component of IELTS test. And you need to score 67 points on the points table. So if you have that, you will be able to enter the express entry pool. And then when category-based draw happen, and if your occupation is in the priority list, you can be considered. So in the last draw that happened, it invited um, health professionals, and there are a number of health professionals that are being considered. These include audiologists, chiropractors, dentists, dietitians, and nutritionists, even education counselors, general practitioners, licensed practical nurses, registered nurses, medical laboratory technologists, optometrists, so you name it, physiotherapists. So number of health-related occupations are there. And STEM occupations, we have architects, civil engineers, um, professionals related to information technology, computer engineers, computer professionals, engineering managers, so software engineers, for example, web designers. Trade occupations, we have plumbers, carpenters, cabinet makers. Transport occupations, we have aircraft assemblers, transport truck drivers, air pilots, deck officers, water transport. In agriculture, we have butchers, agricultural service contractors. So I'm not giving you the all the occupations, but there's a whole list. We have posted that on our website and on various social media channels we operate, so you can have a look, and you can also find them on the CIC, the official website of the Canadian government. So I would encourage you to look into this opportunity, and hopefully you'll be able to find a way to come to Canada under category-based skilled worker draws. Okay, so let's take a few of the questions, and let's start with Danish Kul. Danish is saying that he is an electrical engineer, and his score is 451. And do I believe the occupation specific draw for STM will drop to 450? Yeah, I hope so. We are keeping our fingers crossed, because as we move forward, the Canadian government will continue to invite people under the regular draws as well. So there is a hope that the score is going to be dropping down, and hopefully you get your invitation, if not through regular draw, but through the STM, the category-based draws. One draw has already happened, and we are hoping that there will be another draw happening very soon, targeting STEM professionals. Okay, Kashif Naeem is asking he would like to have an appointment at my Karachi office. Yeah, you're very welcome. The procedure is very simple and straightforward. You need to complete our assessment form on our website. It's a free assessment. Once we conduct an assessment, we find that you're qualifying, we can then coordinate a meeting. Sohail Akhtar has joined us. Thank you for joining us again, Sohail. Thank you for being here. Mohammed Sajjad is asking, what is a startup visa, and how much funds are required? The startup visa is a business program administered by the federal government, and it allows innovative entrepreneurs to come to Canada and start their businesses. Um, there is no specific funds requirement as such, but what you need is a very solid, innovative idea that a designated business organization is willing to support and issue you a letter of support for your permanent residence. You have the choice of coming to Canada on a work permit first, or you can wait and come to Canada as a permanent resident directly as well. If you need further information, detailed information is available on the Canadian government website, cic.gc.ca. You can review it, or if you want us to provide further insights, please feel free to get in touch with us. You can send me a direct message as well. We'll make an assessment of your eligibility and we can discuss the criteria in detail for you. Okay, let's see, we have a few more people joining us. Kashif has a follow-up question that he's a director of sourcing, full-time, 40 hours jobs in California-based company for 3 years with 4,600 US dollar salary. Please advise he wants BC investor visa and have funds around 75 to 100,000 Canadian dollars. Yeah, we can look into the possibility and you can review the selection criteria as provided on the BC website and see if you're meeting the requirements. We'll be very happy to support your application. Thank you, Soel. Amir is saying that he has 65 points, how to create a profile in Express Entry. So the minimum score required to create a profile is 67. If you are 65 and if you're lacking 2 points, you may not be able to create your profile. So do a careful assessment of your eligibility. See if you do have 67 points, then you'll be able to enter the pool. Mr. Lodi is saying, is there any demand for people working in finance and accounting? Absolutely. The regular draws keep on inviting people in various fields, and provinces also do target occupations or professionals working in accounting and finance occupations. Okay, so let's see. We have a number of people joining, and we'll take a few more questions. I'm traveling. I'm in transit at the moment in Dubai, and then we'll be heading to Pakistan, and we'll visit Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad. We have established our presence in Dubai recently, so we'll be available in Dubai more often than before. So for us, it would not be a stopover, just a stopover. It would be our permanent place of business. So I think we'll catch up with a lot of our Dubai clients here in Dubai on regular basis in future. Okay. Ashraf Ghanem is saying he is an agricultural engineer with 15 years of experience in poultry farms, but he is 49. So, age is a major factor, plays a major role in points calculation. And it seems that you're losing significant points in age factor. So you would be struggling to get sufficient points to qualify under the skilled worker category. We can look into the possibility of a business program that is directed toward agricultural occupations, and we can look into the possibility of applying under agricultural programs. But those programs are like investor-based programs. If you are in a position to purchase an agricultural farmland, you may qualify. Okay. Vasu Zahir is saying he has 63 points. How many chances to immigrate in PNP? I don't know which points grid are you using. If you are using that 67 points criteria grid, then you will not qualify and you'll not be able to create your profile. Factors such as age, education, work experience, language skills play an important role. So if you are in the 35 to 40 years of age bracket, have at least a 4 years bachelor's degree, good language skills, I think you'll be able to score 67. But we can check it out for you if you are struggling to find out the exact score. 63 seems to be too low. If I'm not mistaken, you are a young guy, so you should be okay. But let's figure that out. Okay. Mohammed Kashir Naeem Yeah, well, I'll be happy to see if you have completed our assessment form. We don't do walk-ins. We'll make an assessment of your eligibility. We'll figure out whether you qualify or not. Then we'll coordinate a meeting. Okay. Salman is saying that he has a score of 6.5 overall in IELTS. He's a mechanical engineer, having 9 years experience. How can I create a profile? You can create a profile on the official website of Canadian government, cic.gc.ca. Okay. Salman is saying that no, so Amir is saying that since he has 65 points, can I just rely on PNP? So most PNP programs are linked with Express Entry. If you don't create or are unable to create your Express Entry profile, most of the provinces will not consider you. There is one province, Saskatchewan, that you can explore. There is an occupation demand stream, which doesn't require you to create a profile, Express Entry profile. You can apply directly. So you can explore that opportunity without the need of creating the Express Entry profile. Adil Shah is saying agents in Pakistan are saying that there are many job offers in Canada, especially Pakistani. Is that true? If you feel that it is true, you should consider it. But something that sounds too good to be true is usually not true, right? So yeah, there are two specific targets of these kind of agents. One is to earn some revenue out of those videos that they upload, giving you false hopes and giving you information on programs that are actually very difficult, but they try to present them as very easy, accessible programs, as if doors are wide open and you are just required to buy a ticket to Canada and you are there. And the other agenda is to actually rip people off their money. They charge some amount with the promise of charging or getting you a work permit, getting you a job offer, and then the rest of the amount comes into picture later on. First of all, paying money for your own job or charging money for arranging job is illegal in Canadian law. And secondly, when you do that, in most cases, they will run away with the money. So don't fall prey to these false promises. And if it's a local agent who has never been to Canada himself but making YouTube videos and giving people false promises, you can understand where they are going to lead you to. Kamran Khan is saying, can he ask for the office in Islamabad? So we operate directly from Canada. I maintain an office in Karachi just because of the fact that I own that office. I don't want to give any agents the authority to counsel my clients on immigration matters. It's very dangerous giving locally hired staff the authority to counsel clients across the table. So that is why I keep it to myself, or I deal with people directly from Toronto. Now, since we have a presence in Dubai, so I'll be more often available in Dubai as well. But it's a good idea to deal with the concerned person directly rather than their agents or staff members. If you're interested in getting advice from us, all you need to do is to complete our assessment form on our website for a free assessment. If you find that you are qualifying, we'll encourage you to book a consultation. If you find that you're not qualifying, we would ask you to not, we will recommend that you don't, waste your time or money. It's not worthwhile. Okay. All right. Sure. Thank you very much. Let me take a few more questions which, before I bid goodbye to you. I need to take a flight to Karachi. And hopefully, if you guys are in Karachi, I hope to seeing all of you. Okay. Let's see. Now, Saad is saying, can Express Entry Profile be considered regular draws as well as part of STEM category based draws? Absolutely, yes, it can be considered because the regular draws are based on your overall ranking, and the category based draws are going to be selecting people in specific occupations. So your profile can be invited under regular draws as well as the category-based draws. So good question. Appreciate that. Okay. Azim Ali is saying that he's a nurse and previous express entry profile expired. Do I need to start from scratch? Absolutely, yes. You need to start a new profile, and I would encourage you to do that as soon as possible because these category based draws would be targeting nurses as well, right? There's a question from Usman Heather. For physicians, how many chances do I see? A wife has current score 350 without IELTS. Should she go ahead with IELTS? Does medical license matter now after the introduction of? So, for immigration purposes, it's not necessary for you to have uh, the license, a Canadian license to practice. You can apply for immigration, but you would be required to have a license to be able to practice as a doctor in Canada. But for immigration purposes, no such license is required. And yeah, I would encourage your wife to go ahead and do IELTS and create the Express Entry profile. Mohammed Yassin is asking, he is a web designer from last 4 years, and but he doesn't have any specific certificate. He just has a BS software engineering. Can I apply? Yes, absolutely, you can apply. Okay, then we have Kamran Khan. You're welcome. Arman say the saying work visa is only available for those who have a job offer from Canadian employer. Yes, that's the case. You need to have a job offer opinionated by the Labor Department first, and that application is called Labor Market Impact Assessment application that needs to be filed by your employer. So, contrary to the general belief that you can apply for a work permit without a job offer, it's absolutely incorrect. Okay. Are there any options there than applying to this one province, which does not require express entry? Not to my knowledge, but you can do your own research. Hopefully, you'll find an answer, but not to my knowledge. Saad Ahmed, you're welcome, Saad. Okay, someone is saying that your fees, the consultation fees, is very high. The answer is that it is a refundable fee that you basically pay, and then when you start the process, it's adjustable. So basically, if that small amount is not affordable, then I think we should not proceed further, right? Okay. One more question is coming from Mohammad Kashif saying that he is an electronic engineer with 8 years of experience from Saudi Arabia and Oman as instrument and control engineer. His age is 38, suggests me the program to apply. So you're losing quite a bit of points in age factor, and your overall score would also be not as competent. I mean, in terms of the going past rank, which is hovering around 450 to 490. In fact, close to 490 these days. So you would obviously not stand any chances under the federal skilled worker program, but you will need assistance of a province. So I would recommend that you create your Express Entry profile and register with various provinces and keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully it happens for you. Electronic engineers, by the way, I believe are in the list. Let's have a look at those lists. And before I conclude, I need to show you one of the articles that we published, and it did have all the details of the list. So we'll go through them very, very quickly. And let's see. Okay, so let's have a look at the occupation list very quickly before I conclude this broadcast. There you go. So for healthcare, as I was indicating, these are the occupations which are being considered under category-based draws for health professionals. You can see there are quite a bit of them, quite a many. Then we have STEM occupations, from architects to civil engineers to data scientists, database analysts, electrical and electronics engineers are there. You see? So sorry. Yeah, there. So they are there. Engineering managers are there. Land surveyors, landscape architects. We have trade occupations. Many trade occupations that were not considered in previous draws, they are going to be considered in category-based draws. And we can see that there are quite a number of occupations there as well. Then we have transport occupations. So, and then we have agriculture and agri-food occupations. So, a very good opportunity for people who have these, who have experience in these occupations. Okay, there is a question. This will be the last question that we'll be taking. So, hopefully, um, if you have further questions, you can always reach out to us. We'll be happy to answer. If a person submitted the profile when he was unmarried, but till the time he gets visa for immigration, he's married, considering this scenario, does the spouse get the visa also? You need to add the spouse to the application, Hamza. A spouse doesn't get the visa automatically. The spouse needs to be examined by the visa officer, and she needs to go for medical examination as well, and subjected to background security checks as well. So you need to provide all the details and your relationship documents, your marriage certificate, and everything. And the spouse will be added. Then the spouse goes for medical examination, and then proceeds with you. Question from Adil Ahmed. With reference to the new announcement for people having an US H-1B, how can one with H-1B apply for Canadian work permit? So there is this new announcement, and the selection would be starting soon. And there are 10,000 spots available. So when that announcement comes into effect, you will have the access to the Canadian website. There will be a link available, and you'll be able to apply under that category. Right now, you can't submit an application under that program, but that is coming soon. So stay tuned. All right, everyone. Yeah, I'm tempted to take another from Nazia. I had done BS Tech Civil Engineering, but did not have any experience. I had hires with 6 band. Can I apply? You need to have work experience, right? It may be in an area which is not relevant to your studies, but you need to have at least 1 year of full-time paid continuous um, work experience. So if you don't have that, you will not meet the minimum requirement. All right. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Today's broadcast was focused on category-based draws. I hope to seeing all of you in Pakistan soon. Thank you very much for joining us today. If you have any further questions, please feel free to get in touch with us. Our website is www.amirismail.com. It has all our contact details and WhatsApp numbers, so please feel free to get in touch. All right. Thank you very much.